So I asked earlier, is there something specific that any of you want to talk about, want to mastermind about? I thought we could talk about sellers, since we all want sellers right now. I thought we could talk about prospecting, what you guys are doing to prospect, because that's the most important part of our business. So do any of those appeal to anyone? One over the other, or more or less? Michelle says yes, yes.
Both of them are good. Yeah.
Both of them are good.
So with prospecting, what are you guys doing to prospect? Volunteer.
Door knocking,
Mhm.
usually.
That's a really good one. I got my first 2 listings from door knocking.
Yeah. And I'm also doing the golden letters still. And I just had a listing appointment last week off of one of those.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How many have you sent out?
Okay, so I stopped for a little bit. I know we did it for like, what was it? I think 2 months a while ago, right?
Yeah.
And I did get a listing appointment off that. Never came about, never turned in anything, but it was a good experience. And then I just started them up again, probably about a month ago. So so that listing that I got, that appointment was probably off of 200 letters, because I always send them out in increments of 100. So I'll do 100 a week is what I try to do. So I did it probably did 200. So and then I'm targeting areas where the homes are most likely paid off. Yeah. So one of Brian Eisenhower's one of his masterminds or something he talked about was how the older demographics want to get mail. They want something written. They don't do social media, right? They don't do any of that. Maybe they'll take phone calls on the landline, but right now there's so many telemarketers that are bombarding that, right? So that's what he called me off of. So, and it was an older gentleman, 75. And yeah, so when I look at the properties, I look at when they purchased it to kind of, most likely they're paid off. And they bought them in 87 or whatever. So yeah, so that's
they paid like $150,000 for it.
So that's kind of what I try to be really specific when I prospect, and I don't just like randomly do things, because obviously that's just not efficient. So yeah, that's it.
Good for you. Michelle says, I have a question on prospecting, a specific maybe could be future client.
Okay, so here's the deal. One of my son's good friends just found out, and this is terrible news, but I mean,
His parents are getting a divorce.
Yes.
Yay!
So I know, right? I mean, I feel terrible. It's a terrible thing. But he just found out a couple days ago, and my son said, so nobody knows yet. He's not telling anybody. I said, he also don't say anything. I said, okay, I won't. And he said, yeah, they're getting a divorce and they're going to sell their house. And I'm like, okay. I said, okay. So, and it's really sad. Like the son saw his dad crying yesterday. I mean, it's a really sad situation. And I'm like, I don't know them very well. Only connection of our sons will get together here and there. He'll come over to our house. Joe or Cody will go over there. So I'm like, how do I do this delicately without letting them know, but yet so I got on Facebook and I looked up one of his pictures that included my son, and I put like on it. And then I posted that, I don't know if you guys saw it, but that realtor, picture, just like a reminder that I'm a realtor on social media. I'm like, okay, somehow I got to let him know that I'm a realtor, but I don't want to be rude or insensitive. I don't want to let him know that I know, because then that throws the kids under the bus, so I'm like,
right.
Oh, how do I do this?
Do you have their number?
Well, yeah, I do.
So then just do like the normal, like, hey, looking for, I have some buyers in the area and just wanted to reach out if you know anybody or any of your neighbors that are looking to sell. Like, I mean, it could be super, just like your normal kind of text message.
That's a good idea.
SOI,
Okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I think what you did, Michelle, is really smart because you're very subtly having him or them make the connection. Like, oh,
Okay.
our kids know each other. Oh, you're gonna sell. I don't know that, but hey, I'm a realtor. I think that
Okay.
that was really smart.
Okay, good. Thank you. And I did just find out also that on their street there's another house for sale. So I think maybe what I'll do is like go up there and tour around the house and maybe ask him some questions. If I run into him, I'll kind of try and find out if he's home and say, hey, do you know these people? Are they getting a lot of foot traffic? Because I don't know, whatever. I have buyers. So I thought about tiptoeing around that way, but gosh, it's so hard because you don't want to be insensitive. And, I feel so bad. I really do feel bad for them. It's terrible.
That's a hard,
But-
hard place.
Yeah. So anyways,
It really
okay.
is.
Okay, good. Well, I'll go those routes and I'll just keep, making myself known, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's very smart. Especially
Okay.
because no one knows yet.
Right.
So you have to be subtle.
What if you send
Yeah.
out like 25 mailers to their house and just a few around their house?
Mhm.
Luke, I love that. I love that. That's brilliant. That's without having that awkward conversation too, and just another way to let them. Oh my God, I love that. Thank you.
You can golden letter the whole neighborhood.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Okay. See, this is why I ask you guys. Thank you. Thank you
And
all.
this is why we mastermind.
We're masterminding.
Yeah. Sweet. I hate not being on camera right now. Sorry, guys. It feels weird to talk to you and be black boxed, but sorry. I'll be on next time, I promise. You don't want to see me right now.
No worries. No worries. So not to call you out in front of the group, Joshua, but why are you not prospecting?
So long story short, I was unable to keep like my membership to SRAR, and I
Mhm.
wasn't able to pay my dues, so I was set back to only referral status. And I haven't been coming to the meetings and the coaching sessions and prospecting or anything really. Just because I don't know, it just feels like a waste of time. I know it's not. I know I need to get back into it, but until I pay those dues and I can fully do my job, I just haven't been motivated to do anything.
Right. Do you have a second job?
Currently no. I mean, I do like Uber Eats deliveries on the side. But my girl, she's been holding it down, being a server at Olive Garden. So I mostly stay at home with the kids and then work when she's
Well,
not working.
Be thankful you've got her to rely on.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I think we've all, I certainly, I've been in that place where it's like kind of a dark place. Like, why am I even bothering?
Yeah.
Like, why am I even a realtor?
Yeah. I'm trying to get back into it though. I'm here. So
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Well, and good on you for showing up. Good on you for showing up.
thanks.
Who else has something to talk about?
I wanted to, can I just say something really quick to Josh?
Go for it.
Absolutely.
So first of all, you can make a ton of money off referrals. So, just because you can still actively prospect and refer the heck out of people. And even if it's just your SOI, like I had someone that she's on my like monthly nurture who wants to move to San Diego, but she said, hey, I just saw your email. We're going to be moving to San Diego. Well, I'm not going to go show homes in San Diego, but what am I going to do? I'm going to refer it out for 25%. And I might not see that for a year, but that's still something that you're referring these people out and you build your database and referrals. And there are some agents, that's all they do is refer
Yeah.
out. You know what I mean? Like they have another job, but they know a lot of people. And so all they're doing is just building that. Where they're finding agents in different states, different cities, right? You're already kind of weeding through people. And then you have this whole other database of just referrals. So that is huge. So
Yeah, That's what Brittany was telling me. Just however, for me, my SOI has been dry pretty much since I started. I've got a few people on the back burner that are, saving money for down payments and whatnot, but I haven't been contacting my SOI for the past month or so.
But it's not gonna be your
Um,
SOI either. It could be just people, it could be Facebook leads, it could be leads, it could be whatever,
yeah.
you
Well,
know?
that's
So,
my other problem is I never got a good handle on prospecting like the right way out of your SOI. Like
mhm,
I've never done it. No cold calls, letters, mailers, anything like that. So
gotcha.
starting when I had trying to go for referrals when I haven't even prospected properly this whole time, I just haven't been motivated to do so, which is my own fault, but yeah.
Well, maybe you could send out a letter, like a handwritten letter to all of the people in your, or if you're not into handwritten letters, send a text to everybody in your phone, checking in, saying hi,
Yeah.
starting conversations, because that's how it is authentic,
Hmm.
is when you're having conversations. You're not, hey, want to buy or sell? Remember, I'm a real estate agent. It's like, no, authentic conversations about, hi, how are you? How are you doing? What's new in your life? How many times have you had COVID?
Right.
And
I like
don't
that,
hone in on
Ashley.
what's right. Don't hone in on what's the right way, because I think all of us here have experienced, I don't know if I'm doing it right, but I'm just doing it. You know what I mean? So you're going to have your own way and you're going to find your own way. So you can literally just stay held up on the fact that, well, I'm not ready and I haven't had all the training and I don't really know if I'm doing it right. You're probably right. You probably aren't doing it right, but you're doing it. And that's all that matters, and then you'll learn along the way and you'll see the way people do it or come to these meetings and kind of hear how people talk and what they do. And then you'll pick up on those little tidbits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. You have to be in some kind of action, so that you're moving. It's very easy to get stuck. I know for me, it's very easy to get stuck where I just, all of a sudden, it's been a month and I haven't done anything. It's like, well, shit, I better get busy because I got a mortgage to pay. So hopefully that's motivation for you. Marisol, you're having tons of real estate conversations, I know. What does that look like for you? Like, who are you talking to?
I'm definitely doing the prospecting. I have done Facebook ads and I'm crazy calling people, people that I've met at the stores. I did a vendor event with a lender, so we've been reaching out to them. So I've just been trying to do a lot of follow-up since I started. So right now it's kind of like, yay, now they're getting ready. But it's definitely been a long process. Mostly doing buyers. I have one seller who I'm still struggling with. But my goal is selling. I'm getting with buyers, which is good. I'm not going to complain. Something better than nothing. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So this is pretty cool. It's the first time I do this PC mastermind thing, and it's good to hear ideas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're going to hear something from somebody that you've never thought of before, or that you've heard before, but you're like, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to be doing that.
Yeah. So like the listing side, I've done door knocking once, and I really, really don't like it. I really dislike it. And so I did it that once, but that was it. And so, yeah, I just have to find maybe another way to do it where I can get listings. I did like the golden letter one about older homes. I kind of wanted to do it like a command postcard thing in my neighborhood. I gave up because I was having so many issues with it getting to the right size or whatever. And I had my logo and it just didn't work. And I was like, okay, how do I do the other side? And so I had done one side and it wouldn't let me do the other side. And I was there for like the whole day and I got frustrated. I'm over it. Like I just gave up on it and I'm still trying to make it work.
So let me know. We can meet at the conference room. You know, someday we could just book it for like an hour or two and I'll go over with you. But I'm pretty decent at Facebook stuff.
Oh, good.
Man, because when I didn't know what I was doing in real estate, I just dove into Command and all of the videos. I'm like, well, I could just watch videos. So that's what I did. So if you need help, let me know. We could pencil out a time. We could go over the golden letters. We can, if you want to door knock, like door knocking, I feel like is a partner thing. It's not so much a single thing. Like I've done it by myself, but it's just not as, you need like a hype person with you, you know, like, let's get it, you know, like
kind of motivate you or like make you do it. That would be
I've been trying to look for somebody here in this Tulare County to go door knocking with.
there you go. Well, I'm in Tulare County, so
yeah, me too. All right, we can do something.
got it.
Yeah, we can all email each other and set up a date or something.
Definitely. I have Marisol's number. I'll put
Okay,
I'll put it in the chat right now. Yeah.
that's good. Then that will definitely force me to do it, and then I would do it. It's not the same doing it by yourself. It's just not.
It's not. And because the self-talk while you're just walking from house to house to house, it's like, oh my God, like by an hour into it, I'm like ready to cry.
Me too.
I think we're in the best county to do it though, honestly, like because people are like, all my door knocking experiences for the most part have been so like good, which is nice because it just motivates you to continue. Where I know like, you know, Santa Clarita Valley, that would be tough, you know, or, you know, there's some areas where either no one's home, so it just doesn't matter anyways. You have no conversations, but
Right.
whatever reason out here, it seems to be really good and people are really nice, which is helpful.
That's really nice.
And I think sometimes it helps, well, at least me, like to see how you do it once and then be like, oh, okay, I got it. Like, or an example, like I'm a visual person, so I have to see like you do it or an example of it. And I'll be like, oh, okay. And I kind of get it. You know, I think that's also how I work.
And you see what other people say. And maybe you switch up your script to something that you like better.
Mm-hmm.
So Fabi wants to know if anyone is in Porter Ranch that wants to door knock with him. You might, Fabi, I imagine that Porter Ranch has its own Facebook page. Maybe ask on the Facebook page if anybody wants to door knock with you.
Good morning.
Hey, Claudia.
Hey, I am in Porter Ranch, though I'm not feeling well. I'm under the weather, but I can give you my phone number.
Yeah, I can hear your nose. Ouch.
And we work somebody was not feeling well at the office, and the next one and the third one. But I should be back in about a week.
Awesome.
So who was this, Fabi? I can put my phone number down.
So again, the whole reason to come to Mastermind, you're making new connections within your office. I love it.
So I know that was it Michelle asking, I usually split the street. Like I don't go 2 people to a door. I feel like that might be a little, I mean, if it's 2 females, maybe it's not overwhelming, but I don't talk as well in front of someone else. So I'm better by myself. It's nice. So when I say hype person, it's like you're going together as a group and then you kind of just like one person takes one side of the street, the other person takes the other side of the street and you just kind of like door knock. We'll talk about what that person said. And then you kind of like get better as you go. Obviously the first one's always awkward and like stumble over words and that's normal. But I'm like, you know, but yeah, so I think it's better when you go together, but also do the houses by yourself, you know, but you could do it however you want, I guess.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I used to door knock. I used to do a direct TV and dish. I used to go door knock and try to convince, like I would ask you if you had dish or direct and whichever your response is, I would try to sell you the other. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would always go in partners, but the way we did it is the person that spoke or the person that knocked. Initially, the one that started it, that was his deal. And then the other person was just there for like, let's say he
Moral
forgot
support.
to mention something, you'll just there to mention like, bring up little facts here and there. But mainly you'll be the person that knocks and initially starts the conversation that gets the deal.
And then also too, like, I don't know about you guys, but I actually don't like to answer the door for people that door knock. So remember all the things you don't like about what people say or do, and don't do that, right? So it's like the first thing I try to get them to do is laugh or something, right? You have what, I think we have like 10 seconds to get them engaged. So
break the ice.
yeah. Yep. So just keep that in mind.
Who else has something that, yeah, I think especially for women to door knock together is pretty big. Because that's a little intimidating to go by yourself. Luckily, I've never not felt safe doing it.
My thing is finding a neighborhood. I haven't, like, I say that this is a decent neighborhood, but then I still haven't done the work and to see who's all living there and go door knocking there. So I don't know if you guys just show up to a neighborhood and just start door knocking, or how do you guys do it?
Go around a listing, something that just sold, something that just listed, even though it's not your listing. You can see, you can also talk to like a title company, and you can get a list of like the property owners. So if you do like a zip code or something, they'll give you a list of like, not all the information, but at least you'll see like, okay, when were these purchased? And you'll kind of be able to tell like, this would be a good area, as long as they've bought it more than 3-4 years ago, or even 3 years ago. I mean, that's usually a good area. But you can just go around listings if you wanted, signs that are in the yard.
And so my farm is the neighborhood where I live. And I will start at one end of the neighborhood and work my way west until I'm all the way done, just going street by street, asking them, hey, I'm your neighbor over on Linden Drive. Just wondering if you or anyone you know is looking to buy or sell real estate. And that's my script. Sometimes I'll say something about their yard, something else. Sometimes I'll say something about, the color of their house, whatever. But I keep it simple and I keep it in my neighborhood. It's about 300 homes in my neighborhood.
So when I go, we usually go in groups, not in groups, maximum 2 or 3. And I just knock on the door and step back like a good distance from the door. I don't stay by the door. What other things? I mean, I keep it simple, friendly. And if I see that they're not interested, or I mean, we have to be very cautious. Long time ago, somebody said, I've been thinking about selling, and I did some renovations. Would you like to take a look at them? And this was a male. And I said, no, sir, not at the moment, but we can set up an appointment. So we have to be very careful that
Very careful.
that we don't, even though there's my other teammate and the other side of the street, and we're watching for each other. Or sometimes we go together, and one takes care of one door, and the next takes care of the next door. But yeah, we do have to be very careful. Just wanted to bring that up.
Totally agree with you. You do have to be very careful.
Can I ask you a question? So are we allowed to just go to anybody's door and just door knock, even if let's say if they have a trespassing sign or something that we don't notice, or we haven't seen, or maybe a lot of times they put it at a very obvious location, but if we don't see it, or we mistakenly don't see it, and we go up to their door and they don't really like it, would we just apologize and leave, or how do we do it?
I would just say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't see your no soliciting sign. Because I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Like, because sometimes they put them in the weirdest places. Like, your front door is here and your sign's way over here. What is this?
Mhm.
Because sometimes you're not, I mean, if you're in the groove, you're not paying attention to a sign that's way over here. You're focused on the front door. But definitely keep an eye out for no soliciting signs and I don't knock them.
Just so we just give them our business card, just introduce ourselves, and if they're interested, they can call us. That's all we do, right?
You can give them your business card. You can make a flyer with neighborhood statistics about prices, what's sold in the last 6 months. Yeah, you can do like basically a market analysis of the neighborhood
Mhm.
and have that as something to hand out to them. Not everybody's interested in real estate, but that's why you're there. So there you're leaving them something of value.
Okay, and then another one more question. If we do, let's say, if I do have, let's say, my sister or somebody just sitting idly at home, can they just go door by door and just leave my information at every door and then just not actually knocking on the door, but just leave my information there just in case if they need anything?
I would say yes, if they do not engage with the homeowner. Because I mean, we see people, dropping door hangers all the time that clearly aren't real estate agents or, whatever service. They're hiring somebody to do that. So I would say as long as they're not engaging in any real estate activity, absolutely.
Got it. Thank you.
But by the same token, by doing that, you're not making the contacts. And that's kind of what door knocking is all about, is a, it's a contact sport.
So I have a question. There is a house on my street that's on sale already. Where on the street I live, and then that's just kind of felt like that could have been me, or that should have been me, or something like that,
We all get mad when there's a for sale sign on our street.
and
it's not ours.
Yeah, so I'm not allowed to go just talk to them about real estate at the moment, right? If they're already working with somebody.
No, I wouldn't.
I can talk to them about real estate, about any other properties, just not that property, right?
Correct. You're not allowed to solicit a seller when they're under contract with another agent.
But I can go door knock and tell them if they ever need anything in the future, they can always think about me.
It's very delicate, but yes, I guess you could.
Okay.
Because they're already under contract with another agent.
Okay. Because the thing is, if they're selling something, they might be buying something soon too, right? That could be
true if they're not moving out of the area.
Yeah. Or maybe they already do have another property that they can live in, but which we're not sure about. So, or maybe they just want to work with the same agent all the time.
Yeah, it depends. Some people want to work with the same agent on, both sides, the selling and the buying, and some don't.
Yeah.
Some have no loyalty, or no. Saying no loyalty doesn't sound very nice, but you know what I mean.
And then if I do have somebody interested in another state, I just contact my office, or I contact that state's office, any office, and find an agent for them, right?
You can actually go onto Command and find referral partners. I have a lot of referral partners through Facebook in different cities throughout the country.
Okay. Got it.
Can we talk about listings? I think is Luke still on? Yeah, he has a couple listings. So maybe like how people are getting listings and how you're leveraging them, things like that.
Yeah, mine have all been sphere of influence. So, one was a divorce. Another one was a friend of mine grew up with. He's moving out of town. So, definitely, a year ago when I joined Keller Williams, I started just hitting everybody up on Facebook saying hello, because some of them had been 12, 13 to 20 years since I had talked to them. So just sending out birthday messages. I still do birthday videos every day. I have it calendared that I say, hey, it's Luke, long time no see, or, hope you're doing well. Just saw it was your birthday on Facebook. Want to give you a shout out. Hope you're having a great day. And then it's been wild. People that were really standoffish when I first said hello, I'm doing real estate. They were like, yeah, okay, cool. Now they're like, man, that really meant a lot to me. Thanks for taking the time. And it's literally takes me less time to do a video than it does to type something out. So that's been a fun one, easy one, that now people are coming around and going, hey, we haven't heard from my other realtor in a long time, so I don't think she'll be mad if we use somebody else, So I have a lot of buyers that way, but the listings have all been sphere of influence. So
Nice.
That's something I do every day, is I go through my notifications, see whose birthday it is, and wish them all happy birthday.
Yeah.
Video is a great idea. I just do it in message, but that video is a great idea. People really respond to video.
Yeah, they act like you really went out of your way to do it. It's pretty crazy.
And how do you send the videos?
You could just go as if you were going, you just go to Facebook, and then up here you go search. Oh, is it showing up? And then you see birthdays up there.
Right.
So I just go birthdays, and it tells me everybody it's my daughter. That's my daughter up there. It's her birthday today. But so then I'll just go over here to the blue dot, press messenger, and then like here's what I left my daughter this morning is just, so then I'll just go down here to camera, and it allows me to do a little video. See, like, looks like that.
Yeah.
And then I press that white button. You got to hold it down, and you only have like 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but and then you let go, and then you can press send. So
so it sends it through Messenger.
Yeah. So
got it. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, people seem to like it. So
I'm gonna start doing that tomorrow.
It wasn't my idea, so I'm not claiming it, but I've used it and it's been fun and easy.
Who else has a listing right now?
I'm in the middle of trying to get a listing, another one. So she already said she's gonna sign on with me. I just gotta get the contract filled out, and I gotta talk to her daughter, because her daughter wants the same information that I'm giving the mom. So I gotta talk to them, and then hopefully they sign the contract.
And how did you get this listing?
Through sphere of influence. I had one of my brother-in-law's dad. He works in construction, and he just happened to know somebody and shot me the information. And then I made the initial contact and met up with them.
Sphere of influence, I'm telling you. Everybody. So I can't remember what the statistic is, but person knows between 5 and 7 people that will move this year. So our job is to get in front of those 5 to 7 people. And then depending on how many people like I look, there's that stupid exercise that they make us do in one of the classes where it's like, okay, how many contacts are in your phone? Okay, I've got like 800 contacts. I don't have a lot. And it's like, okay, so if every person in your sphere has 5 people they know that are going to buy and sell, multiply that times the amount of people in your phone. And that's how many deals are in your sphere of influence. But of course, if you guys are anything like me, 75% of those people in my phone are other real estate agents. So there went that idea. But we do all have people in our lives a good amount that know 5 to 7 people that are going to move this year. So it's important that we're in front of them. And also, we were talking about referrals earlier, and referral business. So I know a lot of realtors out in Palm Springs through different conferences that I've gone to and just friends of friends and stuff. And so 2 months ago, I got a call. Hey, Ashley, this is Mike Johnson from Palm Springs. I've got some clients that have a house at the beach in Oxnard that they want to list, and I thought maybe I could refer them to you. Yeah. So I'm thinking it's, of course, I'm like me. I go worst case scenario. I'm like, oh, it's probably some, condo at the beach. And no, it's actually a $1.6 million listing that I got. So it's important to keep up those relationships with referral partners, even if it's just on Facebook and like, happy birthday. So, of course, I haven't sold that $1.6 million listing yet, but I've got it. Yes, Michelle, 5 to 7. And so, not to be political, but there are a lot of people leaving California because of, whatever, taxes, the political climate, whatever. So I think it's really important for us to get ahead of those people too. I think for the first time in California's history, we're losing more people than we're gaining. So I think that's important to know, and important to know that, oh, people are leaving, so we need to get in front of them. And how are we going to do that? Door knocking, like we've been talking about. The golden letter is a fantastic way. Anybody else have anything that works for them? The referral partner thing. Don't everybody go at once.
There's a good Facebook group for that as well. There's probably several, but
there are many KW referral networks that you can join. Yeah, that's Belinda, that's a really good point. Is go onto Facebook and look for different referral groups of like whatever your niche is. See if there's a Facebook referral group for it.
Yeah, I think if mine has always been like come from contribution, not mine, but I over the last year with Brian Eisenhower and you coaches and people, but just coming from a place of contribution and putting stuff out there. We did a food drive to a couple neighborhoods that had my, Luke Davis real estate group with Keller Williams is doing a food drive. We'll come by and bag up, just give us any cans you want. We're going to fill up all these little food libraries, these free food libraries around town. And I've got a lot of people calling about that. And then of course you post it on Facebook and all over Instagram and people are like, oh, wow, Luke's doing real estate, but he's giving back to the community. And so I know it's working. I haven't gotten a whole lot of real estate from that, but like all of a sudden all the boards are calling, hey, you want to run for a soccer board? And you want to run because you're trying to get them to know you, like you, and trust you. So
right.
That's working. So I'm hoping eventually those people want to sell their houses instead of just call me for being on school boards and stuff. But it is working. So
food drives are fantastic.
Yeah.
They're fantastic to get you in front of homeowners. And coming from contribution, like you said, it's, it's selfless, but it's also you getting in front of people.
Yeah.
And doing good for your community, which makes you feel good.
Right. And I had my daughters running to the front door and grabbing the bags of groceries or hanging the little flyers on the doorknobs. We didn't even knock. We just hung them on their doorknobs. When they got home, there was a flyer with a bag and said, we'll be back next Saturday between 11 and 4 to, let us know, email me or text me if you have any donation. So again, it wasn't my idea, but it was one I did use, and it was great.
I think we should all do at least one a year.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Who else has something great to add? So Angela, sorry to call you out, but this is your first time. Angela, what market center are you in?
I'm at the Paso Robles one.
Got it.
So with Pismo Beach, I think is the main office.
Got it. Cool. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so brand new, just learning. Have not started prospecting. Have not started doing anything. I'm still working on getting my email, but wanted to jump into the classes and see what it's all about.
Hopefully you got some good information out of today's.
Yes.
Today's been really good, I think.
Yeah.
And so are you doing your first 90 days checklist?
Yes. Yeah, I have that printed, and I was working on that a little bit this morning because I did the morning kickstart. So I used my time to do that since I hadn't had much experience with anything else.
Awesome. Who else has something to add? We have about 15 minutes left. So I think how about if everybody today at some point go to Facebook and see what different Keller Williams referral networks there are that you can join. I'm trying to remember how many I'm in. Quite a few.
I do have something. Ashley, this is Alma.
Hi, Alma.
Hi. I'm sorry, my video is not on. Same
No
thing. I'm
worries.
dealing with kids over here.
No worries.
I did an open house this weekend. So I'm just going through I had a sign-in sheet. So I did get a few people to sign in. So I'm putting them in my command under contacts, and I'm going to reach out to them, but I just kind of want to see, any advice on what I would say, any scripts I can look at, anything like that before I start calling them.
Yeah. So my first thing that I do is I just thank them for coming to my open house. And if I can help them in any way, did you probe to find out like what kind of properties they're looking for?
I did. And two of them, so this was my next question. Two of them said they already had an agent because I asked. So do I just kind of stop there, or do you think that I should still maybe try to call them today?
I might stay in contact with them if they already have an agent. There are times where I'm like, oh, they have an agent, I'm done. But if they at the open house say, oh yeah, I already have an agent, I say, oh, well, I'd love to be your second, and then give them your card.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I gave everybody my card. I was just like, well, if there's anything that they're not doing, that I can maybe do for you, here's my card, call me.
I think that's great.
Okay.
And I might reach out to them, just, thanking them for coming to the open house.
Even if they sign the BRE with that other agent?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Although most agents except us don't use the BRE.
Okay.
So we could assume that maybe I didn't go as far as asking, did you sign something? I just stopped at, do you have an agent?
Right.
Yeah.
I would mark them as like, not an A or a B, but a C lead.
Okay.
And then the ones that you did find out what they're looking for, I would start sending them listings of things that are within their criteria of what they were looking for.
Oh yeah, I do have 3 of them that I did get their emails, and they did tell me kind of like the area they're looking for. And I had a conversation with them like, okay, well, I can set you up like on an email thing to, just so you know of the listings coming up. But of course, most of them were like, oh, we're just looking,
Right.
nothing too serious. But at least I got their email information to get them started on something.
That's pretty impressive to get that many leads from an open house. Good for
I
you.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did it Saturday and Sunday.
Good for you. That's great. I did an open house Saturday and Sunday, and guess how many leads I got?
Oh my God. Okay, so then I am really lucky then. Hopefully something comes out of it.
You're ahead of the game.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
I did have a question. How do you look up the referrals on Facebook, like the referral page? How do you Google it, or I'm not Google it, but like search it?
I'd search KW referral.
Oh, okay. Referral group. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Cool. And you can also, in Command, like I said, there's a map of the United States, and you can go hover on a city and zoom in and see who is in that city, like even I think by neighborhood,
Hey, Ashton,
or what
go ahead,
office
sorry.
they're at. Yeah.
Go ahead. I got a question whenever you're done.
Yeah. Shoot.
I was gonna say, where do you get your analysis, like your research? Do you go on YouTube that you're getting all your research, or you just from word of other agents, like about the pricing of the homes, about it? YouTube and do your own research?
Well, you could, so I get statistical information from the MLS, and you can do by neighborhood or by city to see, how many active listings there are, what's sold, what's pending. You can get all of that information from the MLS, and then you can also just, from the news or a lender, find out about rates and what they're doing and what they're expected to do. And in Command, there are templates for market updates. So all you have to do is plug in the numbers and then print it, and you're ready to go.
Where
All
are
right, thank
those?
you.
Where are those, Ashley? I'm sorry.
In Command. Here, I'll share my screen and show you. Oh, and how nice, my neighbors started mowing their lawn or something.
No, that's mine with the jackhammer since 8 o'clock this morning.
I've got the jackhammer going on the other side of the house. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh, that's too much.
So in designs, can you guys hear that? Do I need to shut the window, or is it okay? So here's your local expert. It's just blank. So, and all you have to do is fill in the information, and then you can post that, or you can
Where do you
print
get that
it.
information, Ashley?
I'm sorry?
Where do you get all that information handy dandy quickly?
From the MLS.
So you have to go through everything like I'm doing right now for a newsletter.
Yeah. Some market centers like mine and yours, Lisa, they publish infographics on their closed web page for for me, there's Oxnard, there's Ventura, there's Camarillo, and Ojai. and they
Or
put a
a
little
snapshot.
snapshot.
Okay, so our snapshots, yeah, just go into those. Okay.
And so here's, whatever month, what's happening in your city, the median sales price, the number of days on the market, the months of available inventory, the average the average sales to list price ratio, new listings, active listings, pending sales, and then, oops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. And then the hottest neighborhoods, neighborhood 1, neighborhood 2, and neighborhood 3. This is one I've actually used. And neighborhood 1, I do like Midtown. Neighborhood 2, I do Hillside. And then neighborhood 3, I do the college area. And it doesn't really take that long to get all that information. You're running CMAs for the city and then the neighborhoods. And then you can post that to social media or print it or whatever you want. And I think there are more. And these
are those all the designs you made?
Some of them I've made. Some of them are just.
Do you ever delete them, or you just leave them in there?
I just leave them in there because I never know when I'm going to want to go back and post. Like this "I'm with Gary" thing is from like 5 years ago, but I just saw that again this morning, and I'm like, oh, the mustache! Like that's hilarious. I'm going to post that again. But yeah, some of these are already in there, and then some of them I have made. Yeah. So yeah, have a go-see in Command and just see what's in there, because there's so much information there for us to use that's just there and it's free. So why wouldn't we be using it? Templates.
Yeah. Marty Miller
because you don't have to think about it. You just have to get the information.
Marty Miller helps you out to understand all of that. I just still have not took me the time to mess with it, but yeah, he helps you out a lot.
Yeah, Commands is pretty overwhelming. I like to just take small pieces that I can digest, because otherwise it's completely overwhelming. But yeah, the Marty Miller videos are fantastic.
Ashley, I'm not finding. Let me see. I'm not made.
Did you go to designs?
Yeah, I guess I can use made snapshots. Yeah. All right. Because we don't have June snapshots.
Oh, for the market updates?
Yes.
Those they post on the Facebook group.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think I saw June. And they have them in the 2 different formats for both Facebook and Instagram. Any parting thoughts? Anything to throw in before we wrap up?
You're amazing. Thank you, Ashley.
Oh no, you're amazing. This was super fun. I really enjoyed today. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for showing up and keeping me company.
Thanks, Ashley.